973.
Would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Yes, it's all about captures, baby. Dan texts, just tell us about capture now instead of constantly asking for a reminder. The asking for a reminder is the reminder, says Dan. And Gillian says, just tell us about the capture thing for goodness sake! Exclamation mark, like she's shouting at me. All right then. You're not going to like it. You know those capture things where you're trying to get through to, I don't know, buy a ticket on a website or you look at a news item or something like that, and it has the impertinence to ask you whether you're a robot or not. And in order to determine whether you are a robot or not, it asks you, in the following 9 squares, how many of these squares contains a bike? And I don't know whether you've thought this, but I think, well, a robot would be able to tell how many squares has got a bike in it, wouldn't it? What kind of stupid robot wouldn't be able to tell you that? And so you dutifully click all the squares and you identify the ones with a bike, and you're absolutely certain that you got it right, and then it says, nope. No. Now try and identify all of the squares that have got a traffic light in them. And you think, oh, for crying out loud. I just want to buy some tickets to see Bouncy. You know, she's got a new country music album out.
Rock and roll!
And so you do that, and eventually, with a bit of luck, you'll get through. Well, here is the news. It's not checking to see whether you can identify all of the squares that have got bikes in them. That's not the test. Unbeknownst to you, the test is whether your cursor moves to the boxes like a robot would move them or a human being would move them. Because robots will go straight to the box, go tick, 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 and that's it. Human beings, on the other hand, they meander all over the screen because they're thinking, which box has got a bike in it? And you hover around and you act like a human being. It's not checking whether you can identify a traffic light, for crying out loud. It's identifying what your cursor is doing on the screen while you're peering at it. And that's the reason why now they don't bother with that anymore. There's just a square on the screen that says, we're checking whether you're a robot, just tick this box. And you think, well, how's that checking if I'm a robot? Where's the test? The test is how your cursor gets to the box. Are you appalled yet? Because it's about to get worse. They're not just checking what your cursor is doing at that moment. They're checking what it has always been doing. Yes. And how are they getting away with that? Because you agreed in the terms and conditions. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I found that out. Told you wouldn't like it. Are you appalled yet?
I'm horrified. I'm going to go back to reading books.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Books. Better. 0345 6060 973. I bet you're thinking about trying to see if you can fool it now. Yes?
But a lot of the time it's on a touch screen phone, so the only interaction you have is when you touch the box rather than waggling it around with your finger like you would with a mouse. How does that work?
Well, I don't know, but what immediately occurs to me is what you have on a touch screen phone is a camera pointing at you all the time.
You're much cleverer than I am.
That's certainly not true. But I know a robot that is.
Affirmative.
Let's have, let me see now. Who's been waiting the longest? Ealing, Mohammed.
Hi, good evening, Nicky. How you doing, buddy?
Good, thanks.
It seems like you've been on the martini tonight, isn't it?
No.